This is the part where I ask, is there anything that you want to get off your chest that nobody knows about you on this show right now?
Uh, that no one knows. I mean, I would say coming up off of the Super Bowls, a couple of things. I am a diehard Raiders fan, but I rooted for
I'm
Seattle.
sorry.
Yeah, yes, yeah. I've
I
been
choose
going
this week.
through it
I'm a
for life.
Giants
I've been
fan.
going through it for life,
Yeah.
man. It's not nothing new, but diehard. But I rooted for the Seahawks. Seahawks won. I mean, it was a good game. The controversy surrounding the halftime show. I mean, I watched a little bit of both. I didn't have a problem with in any of it. It's all entertainment at the end of the day. So I don't know what all that, hubbub was about surrounding that, but we had a good
That's
time.
what you want to get off your chest? That's it?
That's it, man.
Oh man, I
I
thought
don't
you were gonna
have
give
any
us something
qualms or
juicy and
anything, man.
controversial.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Welcome back to Hello Henderson, the show that's about Henderson. And I couldn't be happier to bring someone on today that's all about Henderson. This man I've seen a few times at Tech Alley Henderson, always sitting in the corner with a laptop, just going. And then I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and start talking to him. I'm gonna like introduce myself. I saw a few people point at him and say, like, hey, you should talk to Jason. You should talk to Jason. Mr. Jason Moultrie. Did I say that correctly?
Moultrie, yes, French,
Mr. Jason
man.
Moultrie, welcome to the show. Welcome to Hello Henderson.
Hey, thank you for having me. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right,
Honored.
can you tell us a little bit about who is Jason Moultrie? Can we get the background story? Can we get the origin story?
Yeah, born in Long Beach, California, been in the Vegas Valley for about 23, 24 years. Moved to Henderson in 2016 initially. I lived in North Las Vegas for a very long time and just became a part of this just fantastic community here in Henderson and fell in love with it and can't see myself living anywhere else. So
That's awesome. I mean, we just moved here last year and we love it. We did get welcome with open arms, but I can't help it but feel I see a few people here and there that say, hey, go back to California. I'm sure you felt
right,
that sometimes. There are a lot
early
of people
on,
that knows I'm not actually from California. I just lived there. I'm from New York, so there you
right.
go.
And before New York, tell them where you from before New York, though.
I am Egyptian born. I was born in the city of Cairo back in 77. I'm old, okay? I was born in
Hey,
Cairo, but I never
hey.
lived there. I grew up in Queens and New Jersey. So I
Okay.
grew up in Queens, New York, and New Jersey. So when people say where you're from, Queens. Where did I learn Arabic? In Queens, New York.
Oh man.
Now, before we get into it, you went to Egypt not too long ago, right?
I went to Egypt in July of 2024 for
Okay.
my 50th birthday. Had the greatest time of my life.
Man,
Egypt
first of
is
all,
like
as hot as going to the
right.
with the casino here on the strip and the Luxor must have been just as hot.
Yes, if you can afford that trip, take it. Definitely, I suggest it for anyone.
All right, Jason. Let's talk about a little bit more about the history of you and Henderson. How did Henderson become home for you and why?
Moving from North Las Vegas to Henderson in 2016. Was married, had two teenage kids. Both my kids went to Pinecrest Cadence, so we're in this area, and it just was so quaint and so small, family style community. So I like that. I never had the opportunity to go into business after business, and the actual owner is there, and you can kind of see the impact of patronizing a business when the business owner's there. You can talk to them, and you can have conversations surrounding how their story and their journey and how they opened their business, how long they've been in business, and how really at the end of the day small business runs the US, the world. I mean, it's one of those things that we I don't think we appreciate enough, to see what a small business owner sacrifices in order to keep their dreams alive.
Now, I believe every politician says that it's the backbone of America, right?
Yeah,
Am I
it
correct on that?
absolutely it absolutely
Yeah.
is. It
Yeah.
absolutely is. So
What surprised you the most about Henderson when you started living and working here?
just the fact that you can anyone from dignitaries, like I said, business owners, it's all one community. You there's no telling who you'll run into here. Because a lot of the people, especially politicians, have deep rooted, identities that are from this area. Their families have been here for a long period of time. And, this region of like the Water Street area was established in the 40s. I mean, the name came about in I believe it was 2002, but this area is really you got a lot of people that have been here for generations. So that level of history, I mean, it's unprecedented. It's really one of those things that's very fascinating to dive into and kind of learn more about.
And you wouldn't know any of this unless you actually come to Henderson because everybody has this misconception that, oh, Nevada, it's either Reno or Las Vegas or Lake Tahoe, right?
Right,
But
right.
there's some really good communities around here. Obviously, Henderson being one of them. We're not going to mention
Yes.
the other ones as good as they are. But
Right, right,
we were talking because this is Hello Henderson.
right.
And, I might have jumped the gun a little bit because I already know you, but tell us a little bit more about you and your business. What do you do?
So I am owner of a marketing, advertising, tech media firm called Sky Vista 360. We have niches in the Indian restaurant, personal injury attorney, medical facility areas. So we've been in business more than 10 years. We are face forward with a lot of the small to mid-sized businesses in the Vegas Valley. But we are a global firm, so we're everywhere.
And this was an idea that erected in Henderson, or did you have it before you moved here?
Well, I bought into this business a couple years ago, so it's been in the Vegas Valley for years prior to me even coming about and becoming a partner in the business. So, but yes, definitely one of those things that when you are um, providing resources and services for small businesses, I'm always out marketing, networking myself, always at some event, and it's always someone that I'm talking to that could use some of our services. So
And that's why he was there at Tech Alley Henderson with a laptop in hand.
working away, learning and working at the same time. I see
Well,
you around a lot too now.
I'm no Jason Moultrie for sure, but hey, game recognizes game, as they say, right?
Yes, yes, for sure.
Uh, what problems did you see, especially around here, that are business owners or small businesses that they're doing repeatedly that you said, I need to help with this. They need to know this. I need to help them with this.
Well, there's a couple of things. I mean, there's a perception of Henderson as being kind of like old Vegas, but even though the mission and the drive in this area is to create a larger, like a downtown San Diego, or if people see how much money they're putting into like the Summerlin area, Green Valley Ranch, people don't understand that Green Valley wasn't always that, that
Mhm.
area where you could go and there's coffee shops and there's shops and bars. That is the thing that the Water Street has been, the district's been trying to do for years consistently. So we have ups and downs, but I'm certain that this time it's like that trajectory that's going to take us to the next level because we have so many people that are interested in this area now. They kind of see the vision too. And I think it's fallen off several times over the years just because people they didn't buy in enough. Um, but like I said, I've been here for since 2016. I've been on Water Street specifically as far as my work and living arrangements since 2021. So I'm fully vested in staying into this area is what it needs to be, and I feel like we're very close.
So I was going to ask you, what businesses do you just love working with? And we can come back to that question, but I feel like it almost lends itself to say, would it be fair to say that you love working off Water Street?
I
That's your
do.
favorite area to work?
I do. I have friends in every area. I mean, business owners of hotels, casinos, bars, restaurants. So I get to see it all. I get to be there on a Friday and, go on a date, or, I get to go and watch the kids play, or do taekwondo. There's a dojo here. You got Johnny Mac's, the best wings on the planet. I mean, it's a lot going on in
Clearly,
this
you haven't
area.
tried my wings on Super Bowl Sunday, but it's okay. I'll give you a
It
pass
was
on that.
no leftovers, I guess. All right, you didn't save me anything.
What is it about Water Street that makes it so special?
It is a small town of visionary business owners who they see the vision. I love how they have embraced collaboration, because I always feel like collaboration is a competitive advantage. But you have places here that invite other people into their business establishment. So it's almost like it's teamwork, even though at the end of the day, you have your own business. But Water Street as a whole, I think everyone gets that idea of, if my neighbor wins, I win. So they play off of that, and it's amazing to see that, because you don't get that everywhere. Everyone's really all about themselves, and making their profits and this and that. But these guys understand that when one wins, we all win.
It's interesting you say that because I did actually meet obviously yourself. I met a couple other folks that who love to hang around the Water Street area, from Henderson, clearly. And I did get that sense of I want to help you because I know if you succeed, then you're gonna help me with something that I'm
Hmm.
gonna want down the line or something that I want right now. So I feel like I got that vibe from you, which is um it's not really it's not selfish at all. It's really sharing the knowledge and sharing the resources to say, hey, I know you're going to work out if you do this. Can you
Right.
expand on that a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I'll give you an example, like Water Street Pizzeria. They've got the greatest story ever. If you're ever on Water Street, stop in there, talk to Jan and Jim. They're a great couple. Um, they, it's almost like they've been around longer than some of these other people. So they're like the seniors of the area, but they are so given. I have a monthly mixer and a lunch and learn that I put on. I get pizza from them 100% of the time, because I know that I'm supporting such a great business and such great people. So I'm not, and I'm not getting paid to do any of this or to promote any of these people, but I know them and I love them and I love their stories. And they're the things that make up this area. They're the people that make up that, when you look at it and you see it in its totality of you driving, on the Water Street, you see that arch that says Water Street. They're anchors in this community. I mean, they got people coming from, way across town to get this pizza. You're gonna pass 100 pizza shops that come and get pizza in one place. It's got to be a great story, or either some damn great pizza, or both.
What mistake did you make early on that taught you something and it just stuck with you? Is it like this is something that I learned from the most?
Well, I think coming here prior to 2021, when I moved on to Water Street, I lived in the Cadence community, which is just across the way. um, got divorced in 21. I decided to stay in this area because both my kids were still going to Cadence, to Pinecrest Cadence. So I didn't have a real um, network at the time. I worked in corporate for 20 years. My life was pretty much, taking my kids to recitals and baseball and football games, church and home work. It was just that. I never went out networking. I didn't know many people outside of my church family. So it was a blessing to, take a step back and say, going forward, life is going to look little bit different. I'm not in the corporate world anymore. I'm taking on an entrepreneurial role. So I think my mistake in coming and moving to this area, seeing kind of the vision of how I can place myself in this community and be a factor. But I think I went too fast. When you're in sales, you're an entrepreneur, you're in sales, you just want to tell everybody what you do. You're just going to vomit on them everything, every benefit that you can offer, every resource. All of those things early on were mistakes that I made, over and over until I had to realize that sales is not about, it's not a money grab type of
Mhm.
situation. And I think a lot of people can attest to this or have been through this. When you take a step back and you really see that you could be a resource for someone and you can provide some true value for them, you don't have to scream it from the rooftops. I mean, you have to let people know what you do and be, certain in that and know that and hone your 30-second commercial, be present, get involved. All of those things were things that I did early on to correct that because I was like, wow, all these people see me as the insurance guy. And I'm wondering why, things aren't taking off the way that I want them to take off. And that was
Right.
because I just wasn't true to myself to say, look, these people, there's 1,000, life insurance agents, there's 1,000 people that do investments and so forth. But the true separator is the people that care, people that have a story and people that can appreciate your story. Those are the people that can maintain a long-term business and actual relationships with people. Because once you build relationships, you don't have to worry about anything else. And that's what I was missing early on was like, these people don't know me, but I took along the process of making sure that I sat still long enough to build relationships and provide true value.
So what I'm hearing is let people know you, be
Mhm.
honest, sincere, and authentic. And when you open your mouth, don't just throw everything that you do at them.
Right. And I get that. I get now being on the other side, being very seasoned in networking and being out and around people. I see that and I could pull people to the side when I know they're new to the area. They have that energy that they just want to tell everybody everything
They're
that they
excited.
do. They're
Yeah.
excited, which is not, that's not a bad thing. That excitement is not a bad thing. But timing, figuring out your niche,
Yeah.
because everyone can't just throw a big blanket on everything and it's just gonna work. You have to have a niche that you're going after to kind of help you hone your skills and build your book of business.
Yeah. If you had to say it bluntly to any business owner out there in Henderson,
Mhm.
what are too many of those small business owners are avoiding?
I think you have to be innovative. Like you have to kind of separate yourself from other people. And being a business owner, a lot of times if you own a restaurant, you were good at, making meals that kind of bring people together to sit down and fellowship and so forth. But that doesn't mean that you're good at marketing or that you're good at money, that you're
Mhm.
good with money.
Yeah.
So those things are kind of when you get into a business, you go with your passion, and your passion will take you so far. But at the end of the day, you have to have a team. And that's kind of the hard part, right? When you're a husband wife organization or business, you don't know social media like that, or you don't have time. You're in the kitchen and you're cooking, and so to have someone that can help you with those things, or at least educate you on the media part of it is key because those are the things that could keep you in business or get you out of business real quick because technology is constantly changing. We're constantly moving in a different direction. And, even like we talk about AI a lot, people have to embrace that. I know people that I talk to now that are still like it's some kind of fad or something, like it's going to go away. And I'm like, no, I have to tell you from a place of love that it's not. And I urge you, to embrace it. And the faster you embrace it and learn it and can move with it, the better likelihood you have of maintaining your business.
So you really hit on something that I often talk in my circles, and it's about being good. Can you explain from your point of view why being good at something is just not enough anymore for a business owner or for a business to sustain itself?
Yeah, because it's so saturated. There's so many businesses. There's so much competition. There, you have people that are using AI as 90% of their platform in order. So they're not uh, forward facing. They're using the technology to flood markets with email distribution list or social media posts every day, as opposed to being working in the business, because you can work in the business, you can work on the business. But I think if you have a balance of both, those are the things that'll keep you moving forward.
How would you know as a business owner, let's say me or Water Street Pizza, how do they know that their marketing is working versus it just feels busy? You said constantly posting social media every day, right?
Right.
That to me, that's like a feel. I used to do that, and I still do that, to be honest with you. But that's a feels busy kind of thing versus is this really getting traction?
Right. And then you have to know your metrics. So if you're going to hire a market advertising firm, a lot of people feel bad or they get burned in situations because they feel like, okay, I have the money now. I'm going to hire these people to come in and provide these services that they've listed. But at the end of the day, if you don't track the metrics from day one, you hire the firm, you're not gonna know. You're gonna be excited about these posts that are going out about your business,
Yeah,
but how many people are actually coming in based on those posts?
yeah.
So that's kind of the differentiator with Sky Vista 360, because we are more in this area. When I approach someone or someone approaches me about helping with their marketing and advertising, we are not we're not going by policy. I'm going by, this is your situation. I know that you don't have a big budget. What can we do today to get you to that next step that's going to get you to, where you want to be? So we can take a business that and take a small budget, provide some value in that. Maybe not even do social media starting off. We may do a email, campaign. Um, it's just being uh, what's the word I'm looking for? So you have to just have a variety of different um, plans and campaigns that you can use in order to help out, because it's not a one size fits all type deal.
And I mean, that's one thing that a lot of people I know when I started doing the podcast and other stuff, these are things that people don't think about. Like, I really want to go to work for myself. I want to make pizza or I want to sell
Hmm.
yarn or whatever the case may be. And there's a lot that goes into it that you don't think about. I mean, I think one of the things that you hit on is the metrics, not just from YouTube, from posting, from social media. There are metrics in some of the stuff that you do. And a lot of times, if you're somebody who is so good at your craft, you may not have the bandwidth mentally and time wise for you to actually learn about metrics and how to target those metrics. So
Right.
that's when somebody like Jason would come in. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And being around, I mean, I was a part of the Henderson Chamber for a while, a couple years actually, and being in that position where you go into these grand openings and these ribbon cuttings all the time. I get to see business owners at their highest point when they open their business, and the sky is the limit, and you can see how much joy they have, them and their families. And then I've seen the other side of that too, where a small business is closing their doors because they didn't have enough, business, that their dream, it didn't work out the way that they wanted it to. So I try to get involved early on with businesses, especially when they just open, just to provide some feedback if they wanted to talk about things that are outside of their expertise. So all those, marketing aspects, the tech part of it, is things that a lot of business owners are not savvy in those areas.
Right. Right. And you can learn, right? You can learn by like again by getting with somebody like Jason. They'll they'll help you learn how to look for this stuff. So
Right.
help me with this as far as helping. What is the one thing that business owners should fix or think about before even considering spending an extra dollar on marketing?
I think you have to I think a lot of people don't, like we just talked about metrics. I think if you don't know where you are, if you don't know your margins, there's a thing called costing where people are going off of old costs. Like
Mhm.
a taco plate doesn't shouldn't cost the same as it did even 3, 4 years ago. So now here we are, inflation is where it is. These are more expensive. So your margins have to be different. And restaurants, that's a hard business because you never really have great margins on food, right? If you sell enough of it, you can make a living, but you're not making, $8 on a meal. They're smaller margins. So people just have to know those things or be aware of those things or have someone consult with them to let them know early on enough in their business journey.
Do you agree with the statement that community relations beat algorithms, especially here in Henderson?
Yes. Yes. I mean, I'm a prime example of that. Like I don't work off of an algorithm. I'm more of in your face, wake up, patronize your business, have my meetings in your business so that I could provide some value all at the same time. So my kind of course of action has been planning myself in a coffee shop to have a meeting on Water Street as opposed to going to a Starbucks. I have nothing against Starbucks, but I know if I go to Public Works coffee shop on Water Street, I know exactly who I'm helping. I know who that money is going to, and I know that it's gonna extend the uh, the length of their business and push them forward. So it's important for me to make sure that if I'm doing business, I'm doing it on this street, I'm doing it in this area, because these are the people that are closest to me, and they want to see me succeed. I want to see them succeed as well.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I want to bring something up, but I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, sort of a lead in. I want to talk about community collaboration and opportunity. Let's talk about why is Henderson is still a relationship driven city and why that's a competitive advantage.
It's different than anywhere else in the valley. Like it's hard to get people to come to Henderson sometimes, especially from like the Northwest, Centennial, Summerlin. But everyone that I've talked to that actually came out on a Friday and enjoyed some wine or some live music on Water Street, they love it. So it's one of those things that once they get past that initial perception of old Henderson, they understand that we've got an ice skating arena here. Like this is not it's not small time business here. You've got, a Las Vegas kettle corn. You got people that have been in this area for so long that to not share them with the greater Las Vegas would just be a sin.
Oh, glad you brought that up. How can small businesses collaborate with each other without stepping over each other?
So let me give you a prime example of that. We got a
Okay.
place on Water Street called Rockin' Grapes. Rockin' Grapes is a place where you can go, you can listen to live music, you can get some great wine, and you can get some craft beers all at the same time. They don't have an oven, like they don't have a full cooking operation there. They just don't. So they will allow you, if you're at Sticks Tavern and you order a platter of wings, a sandwich, you can bring that into their establishment because they know that they have, wine that you can get here. They don't want to prevent anyone from gaining that experience of being on Water Street. So they're not gonna stop you, even though people are gonna be leaving, another establishment to come into theirs. They just share business like that because they see the vision.
I think again, you go back to what you were saying earlier is that they want other business to succeed. So,
Right.
um, and I guess that's when I thought you're gonna bring it up, so I guess I'll do it for you. Can you tell us a little bit more how you're part of the Water Street Business District? Did I say that correctly?
Water Street District Business Association.
Water Street District Business
We
Association,
got people that have
which
been members for years and still can't get that part right.
tell us a little bit more about that and how they help with what you just said regarding helping other businesses not just grow, but help them collaborate.
So we are a true business resource for this area. So we put on ribbon cuttings for new businesses. We provide resources through lunch and learns that we put on once a month. We do a mixer once a month as well. The mixers that I provide. So this Wednesday we have a mixer at Mojave Brewing on Water Street. They don't have food. I'm getting food from Cuckoo's Cafe. So what I'm doing in essence is I'm bringing 70 of our members and their guests to come and enjoy a mixer at a bar on Water Street. And I'm purchasing food from another establishment off of Water Street. So that's like a day one plan of how we help, because these people that are coming to the mixer, this gives them the opportunity to see the layout, enjoy, have a good time. We put on raffles. People have a great time at these things, at these events. So they come back, and that's my thing, is I want them to have a good time and come back when we're not there, enjoy yourself, come on a Friday or Saturday and go to Mojave Brewing, order some food in the morning from Cuckoo's Cafe that you probably never knew about prior to us, having them provide the food for our event. So 100% of the time, I have a business on Water Street that provides the location that will host us and someone to provide the food on Water Street as well. So
By the way, for anybody listening or watching this right now, this Wednesday that he's talking about, by the time this goes out, it's kind of past
it's
already.
been,
But make
yeah.
sure you check with Jason and check with Water Street Business District Association for future events. That's where I met Jason and a lot of my friends over there. So we're doing some things around Water Street. I mean, I gotta be honest with you. I lived here for what, 6-7 months, and everybody talks about Public Works until you said, "Hey, let's meet at Public Works Coffee." This is my first time there, and now I want to go there every time. Every time I leave the house, I just want to go there.
Yeah, I ran into you there. Remember the other day?
I did. You
I was
did.
like,
My wife
okay.
and I went to meet a friend over there, and you ran. We
I
just
was
saw
like,
you,
okay,
right
okay.
there.
See, prime example right there, man. So
Yeah,
that's why we
awesome.
do it. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about advice to the stuck but capable owner. How do you advise an owner who's doing okay but just feels capped?
A lot of people feel like that. And I think that, you have to, when you're looking to scale your business, sometimes you have to do things differently. Like you can't always keep the same team. You can't keep the same marketing strategy or the same, email campaigns that you've been doing. You have to be open to suggestion a lot of times. I've always said in this area that you have to be outside more. If you've come down Water Street, a lot of these places have great patio areas where you can enjoy live music, where you could be outside. But if I drive past your establishment and I don't see anyone sitting underneath all those umbrellas outside, I'm less likely to go into your business. This is talking from an outside perspective. I would go anyway, but you have to create that. It's not going to just happen. So social media is big. I mean, I go to a lot of places to eat because I'm a foodie, based on stuff that I see online. So it has to be appealing to me. You have to create that kind of that vibe of like, yeah, I want to go to this place. And I think that a lot of business owners need to be open to suggestion when it comes to those things.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a question that I know I had to discover the hard way. What does growth look like when it's not showing up in revenue? Because I think that's a misconception that a lot of people think about. Like, if I'm making money, then I'm growing.
No.
But sometimes it's not revenue. Am I correct? Yes,
Right.
revenue is great, but
Yeah, and I mean, there's so many different areas today that you can grow in, and I think that we're all trying to help each other do that, but at the end of the day, we need to be open to suggestion. We need to figure out some ways to get out of our own way and think outside of the box when it comes to making keeping our business open and alive.
So, what's the one habit that separates owners who are growing versus those who are stuck in a stall?
I think that you have to be constantly learning. And I think the older that we get, the more we're kind of stuck in our ways.
Yeah.
We may learn a thing or two, in a year's time. But the way that technology works is constantly moving and changing. And a lot of times the people that aren't, and all over that piece of the business, they just don't make it. They get behind and they get stagnant, and scaling it gets out of their reach. So you have to have a true grasp on your metrics, but you have to have timelines on scaling also. There's a
Yeah.
lot of business that just kind of sit around and they don't make consistent revenue, and they don't have written goals to scale their business over time. And it's really an agenda for destruction. I mean, you can't operate like that just getting by.
And if I love everything that you just said, and I want to add one more thing to it, and that is being flexible to pivot,
Mhm.
being to it's not so much abandon your core business or abandon your passion or ideas. Not everybody is gonna buy what you're offering, but a lot of people like you and they want to do some business with you. So is there something else that you can offer? For we'll go back to Water Street Pizza, but they also
Mhm.
offer wings, and I'm sure they offer some other things as well,
Right,
right?
right.
Yeah. So
And
be
just
be
to
adaptable to change.
Yeah, and their environment, so they providing an experience. So they have a patio area where you could listen to be an Italian restaurant. Should they get, they have live music sometimes. Those are the draws for me. Those are the things that I look forward to on a weekend. All of that stuff is right here,
Yep.
so
So, looking forward to the future in Henderson. What excites you the most about Henderson's future?
it's wide open. I mean, we've got all the small businesses that we have here, but we have some franchises who've seen the vision as well. So we've got some coffee shops that were in Northern California that have come in this area. We've got Chick-fil-A, we've got Olive Garden. So larger businesses. And a lot of people are doing car washes now. We got car washes in this area. We've got a Sprouts. We've got a couple of mega Smith's grocery stores where you could go. So those people, they see the vision just like I do, and they're willing to put everything on the line because they know that this area is about to blossom as well.
All right. And what kind of businesses do you think we need more of here?
I think we have enough bars and pizza. We need more community. Like I mentioned, the taekwondo, the dojo they have
Yeah.
here. We need more. We have the ice skating arena.
Mhm.
But if you're trying to build businesses up, a lot of times, if kids are involved, parents are gonna follow.
Yeah.
So that's a business concept in itself of like, we need to have things on this street that kids can participate in because their family is going to bring their dollars as well when they come. So we get the benefit from when the kids are playing games or at practice in the ice skating arena. Their parents are wandering up and down Water Street, which is great. They get to see, and experience some of the joyous experiences here on Water Street. But we need more of that. We need other businesses, other great ideas, cigar lounges. We've got a new three-level coffee shop that's coming. It's a franchise of sorts that's here in the area that's going to bring a lot of people because it's a great establishment itself. So we just need to keep moving forward and being open to different types of businesses coming into the area.
what's your advice for somebody that is moving here, considering moving here, whether it's a small business, a family, an individual, a big corporation, a giant business chain?
I say settle in. I say, meet a friend, get a church family, get out and network, come to the WSDBA, mixers, because we're all one community, so we're all connected, and we're all just a couple of questions away or a couple people away from getting some information that can change our lives, or from, meeting a person that is willing to help us that'll change, the direction of our lives, each of us. So
Yeah.
I say just, yeah, come be a part of this great community.
And people here are friendly and they're welcoming. And yes, there may be one or two that says, hey, go back to California. But for the most part, a lot of us are here now. So deal with it. So
Yes.
we're going to be the ones that welcome.
Right. That's right. That's right.
All right.
So,
Jason, this has been wonderful. How can people reach out to you?
I'm at Jason at skyvista.com. You can email me there. I have a platform called Moultrie Money Talks, which is we're creating the infrastructure of it now. It's a resource website, so you'll be able to come on my website if you need someone that does restoration, or you need a plumber, or you need a restaurant suggestion. You'll be able to come right on my site and get those 5-star kind of resources and suggestions from my site. So places that you can go and enjoy and that are in the Water Street area.
Excellent. Excellent. Any parting words for the folks out there?
I just want to say, have fun, people. Like I'm, there's so much going on in the world right now, in the
Yes.
U.S. right now. My suggestion is to buckle down. There's a lot of money that could be made in this time. People of our age kind of know about every 10 years something happens, and it kind of takes us on this out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
But we need to know those things, and we need to take advantage of opportunity. And I want to say there's a lot of opportunity out there right now. It's a lot of things that are kind of make people hesitant, but in that hesitation, I think you need to embrace that and jump out if you really want your dreams to come true, and embrace those things and go for it.
What a wonderful message. Mr. Jason Moultrie, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Please, if you get a chance to go to Water Street, check that Public Works Coffee. He's always hanging out over there. And come to Tech Alley Henderson. The next one is on February 25th, and then there'll be one every month. And I'll bet you not only will I be there, I know for a fact I'll be there, but more than likely he'll be there too. If he's not there, come talk to me. I'll put you in connection with him. All right. Thank you so much for being under the show. Thank you, everyone, for watching us or listening. Thank you for those who are watching and listening. If you like what you heard, share it with a neighbor. Like, subscribe, share, comment below. Tell us what you want us to talk about. Tell us if you like what you heard. Let us know how we can make the show better for you. This show is for Henderson, so we want to make it better for everybody in Henderson. All right. Thank you so much again for listening to us. This is Haas, and this is Desperate Radio. All right, Jason, I think, first of all, tell me how you say your name, because it's Moultrie.
It's Moultrie. You put on the invite, you put Moultire, but I mean.
I did, and I fixed it this morning, and it didn't change it, so I'm a little embarrassed.
It's okay. It's all right. Not the first time, for sure.
I mean, look, my last name is not a walk in the park either, so I get it.